Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with a 6 month 60 books, and it is another Mae Johnson, obviously, the magnificent Mrs. Mayhew. Behind every great woman is herself. Right, this book came out in 2019, so yes, it is relatively new. And let's talk about other Mae Johnson books about the class system. We've had a middle class, we've had a working class, now we've had the upper sphere. We have the upper class. We have the politicians, people with sirs and ladies and titles and things like that going on. Okay, so here we go. Sophie Mayhew looks like she has the perfect life. Wife of rising political star John F. Mayhew, her glamour matches his looks, powers, breeding, and money. All is not it seems on the surface, and Sophie's had enough. Stepping out of his shadow and taking time away to think, she finds herself part of a community that warms her soul and makes her feel like she's breathing properly for the first time. Now she must decide where does her future lie. Okay, so now Sophie the Trophy. The press call her Sophie the Trophy because she's beautiful. She is blonde haired, blue eyed, and basically she just looks fantastic. And so you can imagine, okay, the guy to press corner Sophie the Trophy. Okay, even though the fact that she's stuck in an emotionally abusive marriage, okay, who's been really pushed down by her marriage, and it's painful actually. Yeah, this bit here. This is page 6. Would have been easy for any other woman to fall in love with her husband, even though that was what she was. John could sell ice to the Eskimos, coal to Newcastle, toys to Santa, and all the other cliches. Charm personified, absurdly handsome, moneyed, intelligent, refined. Oh yes, John F. Mayhew was a full package. So we could guess how quickly Rebecca Robinson, who is having an affair with her husband, would have become ensnared as Ned, even thrown herself into it willingly, because she had done the same 14 years ago when she was 18. Yes. Oh, yes. So basically, John's been having an affair with this guy, Rebecca, and it's all basically coming out. And also, Sophie is expected, okay, to stand there on the doorstep and basically speak out and basically be with her husband and says, I support my husband in his time of crisis and we'll work together to better our relationship, kind of thing, okay? Which we see many politicians do over the years, politicians' wives or husbands who've been ensnared in this, who have had that happen to them, okay? But the thing is, Sophie, even at an early one, she's so trapped within herself. When she looks back at this horrible boarding school she went to, she shows a very strong sense of social justice, okay? This bit here, okay, bit here. It's talking about Magda, okay, a girl called Magda who comes in very early in the text, who becomes important, and who's basically Magda's been bullied at school, okay. Magda, as you know, is here because of the Phillida Granger Scholarship that recognises excellence amongst the less fortunate girls in society. Phillida Granger girls always struggle here. Their background is different, but different for them to fit in. Too different for them to fit in. I've always maintained. She signed resigning before continuing, and Magda's accent is especially alienating. They can exclude her from most friendship groups. She's really nice, said Sophie. She doesn't deserve to have Irene keep seeking her out to torment her. It's because she feels bored and needs entertainment. Okay? Yes, the accent's important, as accents always are in these books. Okay? But the thing is, basically, Sophie steps in to protect Magda, who doesn't come back to the school, and Sophie is not made head girl, of course not, which was a disappointment to her family. And she spends her time being basically with the school's nurse assistant, learned to sew, and she becomes very good at it. She becomes so good at it that the fact is that she wants to design her own clothes. And when John finds out about this at a photo shoot, she actually has a tantrum when she sees her wearing her own creation, which is described beautifully. If you're into clothes and design, the way these clothes are described is stunning. Honestly, I mean, I'm not a fashionista, barely a fashionista, okay? However, the way these clothes are designed sounds so gorgeous. You're like, oh, I want to wear that. I want to have that look on me. So, but John, when she sees having one of her own creations has a tantrum, and makes her go upstairs and put in a Stella McCartney, because that's a more socially acceptable. Because it can't be done, okay, for a future prime minister's wife wearing her own clothes. People think she's got no money, okay? Right. And the thing is, Sophie's family just look down on her. They see her as a trophy too because she's married to John. Even her own family are emotionally abusive to her, apart from her brother-in-law, okay, who's one of the few good ones of the family. This bit here, okay? Right. Sophie should have been used to being witnessing how inconsequential she was to her own. So it gave her a skin twist of her because she never let it show, but today, because of what she had endured, it pinched extra hard. She brought disappointment to her family by arriving into the world as a girl and not the son he covenanted. A son he'd eventually found in John F., and she knew this because he had written and told her so in a letter that he sent to her when she was 14, explaining why she would be coming home for the school holidays. That she failed to become head girl of Bathsheba's, thus spoiling the clean sheet of her mother and two sisters. She redeemed herself by being beautiful enough to hook the king's fish in the pond. She'd have some value, but little more than a maggot in a bait box. Her own family treat her as a trophy. Her own family treat her badly. And the thing is, the worst thing about John as well is, I'm going to tell you this, Sophie and John had a baby who arrived early because John was having an affair and Sophie caught them in the act. And her baby arrived too early and he couldn't survive. Okay? Now, John being the complete bastard that he is, and this bit was so cruel, he says, we're going to go back to the hospital, and she thinks, oh my god, not neonatal. He's like, no, geriatric. He's like, okay, fine, so she goes with him, and it is neonatal. Basically, John set her up to raise support for this neonatal unit, okay, basically look good, saying, just after our son's death, look, we're back here, okay, and basically humiliate Sophie, who's still grieving for her son. That is a level of cruelty in this book. Sorry, Justin. That is a level of cruelty in this book that John puts her through. Okay? This bit here. There's quite a welcoming committee waiting for them in the hospital. Lots of press, both local and national TV vans, sat over top for a casual visit at a geriatric unit, thought Sophie. But then Len, assistant, was an expert at drumming up interest in anything the Mayhews were involved in. Thank you for coming, Mr. Mayhew, because we need all the publicity we get, said the chairman of the hospital trust, shaking her hand warmly. You especially being here will send out a loud message. Sophie turned and smiled when I confusion. She opened her mouth to reply, but John took her hand, threading through the arm, held it firm. As she knew, she'd been tricked into coming here under false pretenses. She was not on a visit to talk with old people, as she knew where they were heading instead. She was going to the neonatal unit, which was on the verge of closing down. Because of anxiety formed in her hand and scalp, anxiety was screaming, as her feet walked towards that lift, each step as if she were moving through treacle. The neonatal unit should be the jewel now crammed, the chairman said, as I was saying in the lift, but his words were drowned out by the swirl of memories, all the traumatic ones she had done her best to suppress. The lift doors open. Smart nurses dressed in their scrub, new delivered women in their dressing gowns, peering over goldfish tank boxes with babies inside. Tiny babies hooked up to machines that beat wires and equipment everywhere. 4 years ago, in the old unit, her own baby had been one of those in the incubators. John is such a bastard. He felt so little okay for his son Henry that he deliberately set up a meeting at a neonatal unit, knowing what it would do to his wife. That level of bastardy, if you will. So, but instead of going to the steps to support her husband in this big time of political crisis, Sophie stands on the steps and said, and basically calls her husband a shit. He says he's shit, he's a shit husband, he's a shit person, and storms inside. Now, this is also, the fact is that our private life is spread all over the tabloids. Okay, this bit here. This is when Rebecca, who his husband having an affair with, is basically second off Sophie. Here we go. She was emotionally, just to the press, and you can imagine it being the son, okay? She was emotionally frigid, he said. She thought more about sewing machine than she did him. He loved that I was an inhabited, affectionate, and sensual. Sophie was a nice maiden, someone whom he felt was ideal for career reasons, but he needed love and affection, as getting at home. To read more, buy the news of the day today. Read about the sewing loving Sophie, who was the bored, freezing, solid woman, with the ineffectual worm who would be crap mother. But it was a blessing she couldn't have kids. These were the words between the lines. Yeah. But the thing is, after that she decides she had enough, she has to escape. Okay? Because they want to section her. As she wants to support her husband, basically is the idea, okay, is to section her, but keep her up at like the Ivy, okay, or the Ritz until she's basically more mentally prepared. But instead section her until she's on board with this. Her family are so, I'll be honest, I'm going to swear, her family are all wankers. They're all such odious people that they would rather section Sophie, okay, than basically support her in this time of need because her husband has become Prime Minister. Oh, he has to. Who cares about her? Okay? So she runs away and comes to this, runs north. She dyes her hair. She cuts her hair and she cuts it well. Okay? She calls herself Pom. She gives herself a French accent and she moves into an almshouse. She meets this woman in the bar who basically says, my brother is a priest. Okay? Called Elliot Bells. Okay? And he's a priest and he runs an almshouse for people who need some help. Almshouse is a bit run down. As soon as Sophie sees it, you know it's going to be her future home. Okay? And this is where I think Sophie comes to life. Sophie meets a community of people, okay, who do support and care for her, and keep a secret as being Pom, okay, Pom with the French accent. Yes. Now I like this bit. It's when the book comes kind of because one thing that these books don't really discuss, okay, is religion. Okay, there you go. This is when she's talking about her son. Okay, Elliot talking to Elliot the priest about her boy. I would have told you, I was sorry about what you're going through, and that I couldn't hope to understand it. I would have told you it wasn't God to blame, but just life circumstance. That it was not part of His design to make anyone suffer like you were. That what happened was not because of some unchangeable blueprint. And would have told you that God is there for you, even though you think He isn't. I would have told you that grief does not last forever, but your love for your child will. Then I would have stuck around and tried to help you to live alongside it, so I wasn't blocking your way forward. I would have tried to help you work for your anger. Which, in a lot of books like this, okay, it would have been like, this is God's plan. This is quite a very immature response of Elliot Bell as the vicar. Okay, and you know these two are going to get together. Now, obviously, and also, I couldn't say really made family, okay, but he's a single father, though his ex-wife just show up a little while ago to make life difficult, okay, for Sophie and Elliot, okay, to, make life difficult for Sophie and, so basically Sophie just want a family, and this guy's going to help her basically get her goal. And once again, fashion is tied in as well because the barmaid, okay, is his Elliot's sister. Essentially, wants to impress her become a mother-in-law, okay, so it's mother, his stepmother, and basically says to the teenager, "I'm going to design your prom dress," and does it badly. So Sophie steps in and makes it beautiful, which comes the next point for her career, okay, and it's it is really, really good. It is actually, I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, right, yeah. So Tracy, who walks behind the bar, sorry, Sophie does step in a few times. Okay, becomes her best friend. Jade, her sister-in-law's stepdaughter, eventually becomes part of it too. Okay, trying to get along, and Jade's actually pretty cool, and it's nice. It's nice. This book felt quite realistic too. You actually do believe in Sophie. You want her to achieve her dreams. You want it to come true, and you want everyone to get the comeuppance and happy endings. And yes, it does happen. And this bit here, okay, right. This is from John's brother when he's in it because he's looking at Sophie, trying to bring her back, trying to bring her on board and make her look pretty, okay. And this is from the brother Eddie, okay. Oh yes, John F. Mayhew, family jewel, has Britain at his feet, has wealth, has charm, looks as married to the most magnificent woman, but is that enough for him? Nope. God's gift here with the best fillet steak at home has stopped in the abattoir for a bunch of rotting giblets, and don't you dare. He turned to Davina. I've seen her arms drew back. Don't you bloody dare. John burst into laughter. Oh, Davina, sister. John burst into laughter. Eddie, I register your stress. We all stress here. Best to bring this down to a couple of levels. It's not the Roman Senate. But up beside to poke the beast with a stick rather than opposite a banana. Since Eddie has a bean in his bonnet, that is not the family jewel. He smiled. Funny word, isn't it? Family implies trust, love, and care. Listen to this diatribe today. I have no doubt in my mind why Sophie didn't turn to anyone around this table when she obviously desperate enough to abscond over a 6-foot wall. Are you supposed to run to your family away from them as if your rectum was on fire? They're steady on there, Edward, warned Clive, man family. John comes running to me when he needs help, mainly in a professional capacity, of course, because he pays me to watch his back, continued Edward. His flow could not be stemmed because the banks had broken, and he felt very good to let it out. He thinks Sophie might approach her siblings for advice, a sucker perhaps. I wonder why she didn't. Could it be that because one of them looks like a bullfrog and is so hideously jealous of her sister's beauty, Some is tangible, the other is so twisted that I find it acceptable to waive the ability to produce a child and save his face like a point scoring sheet. I love that. I just imagine Eddie, the cool brother-in-law, okay, who I want to see again in the future book. A lot of the books have characters who repeat. I want to see Eddie again. I liked Eddie. Eddie who will stand up and turn okay to all like these high class people, okay? These type of people from basically calling them all arseholes. I love that. I liked this book. I liked Sophie's void of self discovery. I liked her finding herself again. Now, out of all the Mae Johnson's books I've read so far, okay, I think this is one of the best. It's satirical, it's a bit of a parody at times, and it's so good. I like this book. I like the self-discovery, and the way the costumes are described is like how she typically describes food. This is a good book by Emily Johnson, and I think it's one of her best. Do a hesitation. Okay, I'm signing off here, YouTubers, and take care. Bye now.